So 100 days is about 14 weeks and 2 days, which essentially means I broke it down to 4 weeks on my physical health, followed by 4 weeks on my financial health, 4 weeks on my mental health, and 2 weeks on spiritual health. I'm actually completing my 12th week, which essentially means my third phase, which was week 9 all the way to week 12. And next week, I'll be focusing a couple of weeks on my spiritual journey. Now, next week, I'm actually going to be on solitude for 5 days, which starts essentially this week. So obviously by the time we've shot and put it out, I'll already be on a solitude. And I'm looking forward to actually explore what I've learned on my mental thoughts so far. So let's just carry on a little bit further and explore this a little bit in detail. Hi everybody, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Ritesh Chawla. This channel is specifically created just to share my life journey, and maybe if I could help anybody along the way, which obviously are, facing the problems with their physical health, financial, mental or spiritual health. So really, apart from this, I do run a successful business called Made to Measure. So if you want to really go to madetomeasure.co.uk, you will see what we do. Essentially, we specialize in, home improvements and fitted furniture. So when I say home improvements, we do extensions, loft conversions, home refurbs, side extensions. When it comes to fitted furnitures, we do, like kitchens, fitted wardrobes, understay units, any kind of really fitted furniture within a house. So that's about that. Apart from this, I do run a small IT company, which is run remotely. It's called itworld.london. What it does is it really helps customer to utilize their digital presence and maximize their sales. So we help customers in either, obviously, it depends what they're struggling with. It could be search engine optimization or, Google My Business listings, and obviously having their online presence and making sure they're converting the leads and really helping them with the CRM, which could also be a very good tool for businesses who really need help. So that's about this, and stay tuned for the rest of the video. So let's talk about the body vitals. So let's start with the blood glucose. That is at 5.3. I mean, it's really good. I mean, started with 6.6, 5.3 is absolutely healthy. So I'm really happy that I'm in an absolutely fine blood sugar level, which is the fasting one. Your blood pressure is 123/76. I started with pretty horrendous numbers of 140 odd by 80, which was stage 2 hypertension. I'm still at stage 1, but it's a lot better, and I'm assuming once I get into exercising and watch out on my diet plan, these numbers will keep going down. Now, speaking of which, my heart rate is okay. So body weight, it's 80.7. So if you look at it, I mean, my 6 months graph, it's a bit of a roller coaster, really. I mean, yes, I did reduce weight. Quite a lot of people think when you leave sugar, meat, alcohol and smoking, you'd reduce weight. The answer to that is yes. But what happens is I was losing almost 1 kg a week, but I intentionally didn't watch out on what I was eating. So the body, the gut health is really intelligent. What happens after a while, it'll find its way and fight its way to regain the weight you're losing. So I then obviously started eating more carbs, more maybe fat-based products. So obviously, I started gaining a little bit of weight, but in all, if you look at the total, I started with about 184. I went down to probably 79, and I'm on 80.7 at the moment. So obviously, this is the weight. But I think after the 100 days, I'm going to be more mindful, put up a meal plan in my life, and then look at other issues, which is put a bit of exercise in place and get the metabolism kicking. So that's pretty much it on the body vitals. So speaking about mental health, now I've finished almost 4 weeks now on my mental health observation. So I've completed 12 weeks. First 4 weeks I was focusing on my physical health. The next 4 weeks on my financial. Now the next 4 weeks, which is week 9 to 12, is my mental health. What has my observation been? It's a huge mess, I think, in short words. I think I've sat with myself and understood that I've got thoughts which absolutely don't mean much. I have too many thoughts. And I also realized the thoughts are a collection of pretty much your experiences, what people have told you, what you've seen, and all of that melodrama, really. But they don't actually mean anything. And the other thing what I've learned about thoughts are they're temporary, like they'll stay and go away, stay and go away. It's just an endless cycle. So the good thing is next week I'm gonna be spending a 5-day solitude in a Buddhist temple, which I'll be obviously completely disconnected from the world. I won't have any phone, I won't have any internet or any of that stuff. And I'm just gonna stay with my own self, and I'm looking forward to see what I really am and understand these thoughts and maybe come up with an idea to keep a distance. I think the biggest problem is if you read about meditation, if you read about all the good stuff which is out there in books and audiobooks, they talk about meditation and distancing yourself from your thoughts and all that. It is not achievable for a normal person. The reason is you've got to really be physically fit. You've got to be financially fit. And then you'll be mentally stable. Because obviously if you physically not well or you're financially not well, you're not going to be mentally stable. I don't think you're going to be anywhere near to a good mental health or a spiritual health. So obviously saying that in 100 days I've realized a lot about myself, and I'm going to be sitting with my own self during these 5 days on a solitude and going through all my thoughts and experiences, and then maybe try to sum them all and maybe hopefully find a way to distance myself, as if yes, they're out there, they're there for a reason, they'll come and go. That's what my thoughts are, and I'm not my thoughts. Funny enough, actually I was reading, it was in an ancient text somewhere written that in the olden days the thoughts were classified as one of the senses, like you hear, you feel, you touch and all that stuff. Thoughts were also a sense, but now pretty much that's an identity. I think the thoughts have taken over so much that you basically form an identity completely out of thoughts, which is good but also is harmful, and in my case definitely is. And I think thoughts is another problem which is keeping me away from being productive in my own case. I run a business, as I mentioned, and it's on the intro, and sometimes I put myself to do particular tasks and I'm not doing them. A, because of thoughts, B, because of procrastination, which is again coming through some sort of deep-rooted fears, which I'm gonna hopefully be able to sort out and address them next week. So there's a whole turmoil, and mental health is absolutely essential. What I've learned, it doesn't really matter where you are and what you're doing. If you're not mentally stable or happy, then there's no point having great physical health or financial health or any of that stuff. You've got to be mentally happy to be able to enjoy movement. And spirituality would hopefully give me able to enjoy present moment. So stay with me, and I'm going to explore my solitude for 5 days next week.